Hello, welcome everyone. This is Epi coming at you with another Epi chat, and today we got a very special treat. I know I told you that toward the end of the week we're going to have mind control on, but as fate would have it, I got the chance to speak with someone extremely special, and I'm very thankful he took the request to do this interview. It's MoonMeander. Well, hello there. How are you doing?
Hey, I'm doing a little bit stressed right now. A lot of things are going on right now, really fast.
Yeah, I do have the impression. I just got up a little while ago to do this with you, and I saw the announcement for DC. Um, I, there's a lot of stuff I do want to talk with you about, but maybe to start things off, to set the mood, I saw an interview which I was really impressed with that you did with Hotbit, and one thing I really liked about it was finding out that you actually grew up in Singapore and then moved to Canada when you were 17. Is that correct?
Yes, correct.
And from that circumstance, I got the impression that you are a very self-reflected kind of person, especially when you talk about things like team mentality and attitude and so on and so forth. So, could we, before we get into the questions that obviously every viewer wants you to talk a bit about OG and how the mood has been just in the past couple of months, because there's been a bit of speculations in that regard.
I think everything was going good. Like, we won Manila. It's good. The boot
Mm.
camp, the first part of the boot camp was horrible. It was not very effective at all. Like, we didn't learn anything. We realized that when we went to the summit and we realized we had no strategies because we were slacking off playing too much Overwatch. And then the second part of the boot camp was very effective and we had a lot of good strategies and good talks going to TI. But as we approached TI, I don't know what went wrong, but we were not playing what we practiced, and everything was just like the mood. No one was talking. The matches just weird. Like just all crash at TI.
So it just kind of tilted. The worm got in, and it's really hard to really pinpoint what exactly went wrong.
I mean, it's just TI nerves, I guess.
Hmm. Um, One thing I noticed was that it appears, especially back in complexity and also in OG, that the things that you put value on go way beyond just individual or even team skill, but also that you guys have to flow well with one another. Um, did I understand correctly that before, like, this, the TI nerves and everything, like, all these categories from your point of view were dandy? You were fine with the strategies and also the way that you guys were communicating with each other. You were friends with each other and everything.
We were friends with each other all the way. Don't worry about it. I'm sure we're still friends now.
And,
Communication was never a problem. Like we a tier one team and everything. Like it just came down, just honestly, just TI nerves. That's why I'm putting it on.
okay, well, that's very great to hear that you guys are all still doing very well. So how did the decisions came about that that you were to be dropped from OG?
I mean, I don't want to go into specific detail, but long story short, I think me and No-Tail had personality clashes, and it's like we're not like as in like it's not like we hate each other or anything. It's just more like the way I approach things and the way he approached things is just different. I guess we have different mindsets about how Dota works and how team works and how we should and how to win a championship. So I think that's why I probably got kicked. I think that's it.
Okay, could you please talk a bit about your personal opinion on how a team and success should work?
Uh, I think that um, to win at the highest level, you got to be able to play your best Dota
Hmm.
all the time, like every single game. Like one bad day, one screw up, and you're out. Like just how Dota works. Like you got to be consistent. That's the key,
Hmm.
and you have to always be on top of your game. And to do that, sometimes it requires a more stoic atmosphere, like EG. Like that's why they have TI blood. 3 years straight, back to back top three at TI.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. You just gotta be chill, not choke, ever. Always play good.
So did you? Is it? Do I understand correctly that perhaps you were missing a bit of seriousness, professionalism at times?
Yeah. Especially during scrims, sometimes people just can't take those seriously. That was issues. That was an issue.
And what do you put that down on? Is it just that they some people got very excited, or did they not take it seriously? What do you think was the reason for that?
There wasn't enough motivation, fire, not enough need, like yearning to win, and not enough like you said, people were just not taking it serious. Too much clowning around, too much memeing.
And is that due to the fact that you guys were just destroying everyone, and that kind of led to some people just being like, oh fuck it, I don't have to like really
Yeah,
try very hard?
maybe it was just like subconsciously like owning so hard that we become so boring, so we subconsciously hold back, and that's why we lost. Maybe that happened.
Mhm. May I ask if obviously that appears to be extremely important to you? So during those scrims, when you notice that, oh, this is now not exactly how I would want it to be, did you find a way to talk about that to your teammates and be like, yo guys, I need it to be a bit more serious at times because this is very important to me, and I'm afraid that we're gonna not be continue to be successful if we scrim like this.
I mean, that just sounds like such a beta thing to say. You gotta things work differently when you're a tier one team and your teammates like top dogs and that other scene. You gotta talk to them differently.
Okay.
The way if I said it exactly how you said it to my teammates, it would sound like a beta cuck. So you gotta do it very very smart and very wise to get your point across. Otherwise, like yeah, sometimes even though it makes the most sense to say it the way you say it, sometimes you say it like that. It's not the right way to say it. Especially when you didn't do anything wrong and you're the guy taking the scrim seriously. It's up to them to realize that they are messing up and they should fix it. I guess that's why it's good to have people like Blitz, a life coach, so you can tell the life coach or tell the guy instead of you telling the guy directly. I think that helps
Okay.
a lot.
Okay. So from your perspective, because you are a top level player and everyone else is to be a top level player, if things like that happen, you need someone else to be that communication channel instead of you having to talk like that.
Yeah, I know it's kind of like sounds stupid and stuff, but it's like, can you tell this guy? Can you tell this guy that blah 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 blah, and then he'll come back, and then you just like mingly messenger, which is very important.
So it is you're agreeing it is important to have something like that.
Top tier team, yes, because sometimes it's just like hard to talk to other people.
Yeah. No. Awesome. Yeah. I can imagine. That's very interesting insight. Definitely. Well, then that's really sad that led to the consequences that are going on right now. So how did I must imagine that the DC thing must have happened extremely quickly. Could you talk a bit about the transition?
I mean, what can I say? Both offlaners got kicked, so one offlane, so we just kind of like swapped. Pretty sure Moo's gonna join OG.
Hmm. How did you like the statement that OG put out?
I thought it was fine.
Okay.
I told them to add that I got kicked specifically because I don't want people to think that I'm some ego fuck who left the team on
Oh
my own.
wow.
That's not how it worked. Like I want everyone to know that I got kicked so that I can, and then, I have more motivation to win. And people don't think. I mean, if I'm leaving a team that is miracle in it to join DC, you know how bad that looks on me. If it looks like I left the team, it looks like I betrayed OG. And it's not. I want to know people know that I was the one who betrayed OG. I was a loyal one. I would have stayed in OG if I didn't get kicked.
Oh. Oh, and how did can you shed a bit of light on the backgrounds of Crits and Miracles move?
I mean, Crit I can understand because his team is very strong. I can't say it right now. what his team is. Miracle, I understand, because also his team was strong. I mean, the thing is, Crit left. I got kicked after Crit left. So then that's the chronological order. So Miracle was just like, it's not the same anymore, I guess. So he left. It's like the team is broken. It's no longer the same OG, you know.
Yeah.
2 core members gone, so I think that's why Miracle left. And it's probably, I think some like the big organizations they just have more money to throw at players, you know. So that's probably a factor too, I guess. I don't know. I know that Miracle doesn't play for money; he plays for glory. But I know Crit plays for money, so maybe some financial impact that influence him too.
Well, that's fair. Talking about just the last little while of OG, is there anything that happened or anything that got talked about or went through your mind that you kind of want the people out there to know? Because, for example, one thing that's complete news to me is that you said you wanted the statement to say that you got kicked to make sure that everyone knows you're loyal, you would have stuck with him, and that we wanted people to know just the way it went down. So, is there anything else in from that kind of caliber that you want people to know out there?
I want people to know that you just like throwing this question at me, like you try to make me think something else. I don't know what do I want people to know. I just want people to know that I got kicked and it wasn't my choice. I had no power over it. I was not given a chance to defend myself when I got kicked. I was already at home. They had a week to tell me in my face. I thought I deserved at least a face-to-face confrontation, telling me I got kicked. After all, I did play 2 TIs to fly, and I was with them the entire year, and we went 2 majors together, and we were really good friends. But that talk never happened, so just kind of told me I got kicked when I got home.
Yeah, hell yeah, man. I appreciate that. That's exactly the kind of thing that I would have thought would be important to say. But is it from your point of view? Is it just something where you say, all right, that's kind of shitty, guys, and you just move on, and it's still all good?
I mean, it's all business at the end of the day. So at least now I know. To me, after this happened, whatever team I join right now, I'm not gonna put my emotions into it. It's all business. I'll play my best, do my best, keep it professional. Not gonna let myself like fall into that trap again. This friendship shit thing is all bullshit. It's facade.
Holy shit! That's pretty huge for me because that was something that you talked a lot about both on complexity and OG.
Yeah, I guess I was wrong the entire time. Sorry, guys, I was wrong. I was just lying to myself. This whole friendship rainbow thing. At the end of the day, money talks.
Oh damn. uh, do you think? Well, I don't know. I personally have the hope that maybe with Misery and your new team that perhaps you can like tap back into that, because I also had the impression that actually let me phrase that in a question. So do you know yet, or do you know yet if you can on a team level perform on the level that you did with OG without that extra aspect?
I mean, I think I can perform. If like no matter what team I'm, even if I'm playing for DC or if I'm playing for like a random team, whatever, like a really shitty team, I'll still perform my best and do my best because after the end of the day, like I said, everything's gonna be professional now. Let's say I join DC and I can't play like how I played at OG and I play bad. I totally deserve getting kicked. I'll be understanding of that. It's totally fine.
Right. In terms of apart from the 5 players on DC, is there any changes to make sure that there are coaches and like communication people on board?
Yeah, we announced today that Blitz is joining us.
Okay, so he's in charge of all those things. Okay.
Yes, he's gonna be the Mingli messenger.
Oh, So from just a professional standpoint, if you look at your new lineup, could you share with us your thoughts on just the people that you're going to be playing with and what you expect going into it?
People I'm playing with are very talented people. I think they all match up pretty well to my old teammates. They're a little bit more outspoken and loud compared to my last team, I'm sure. And they're really motivated. Even though they got second place at TI, it was still second place, and there's a lot of fire in them. And that fire was extinguished in OG. And when I joined this team, even though yes, I did win 2 majors, but I got kicked. So my motivation is sky high right now to beat people and to win tournaments and prove everyone that I am not just carried by all the OG players. That I'm not just carried by Miracle or carried all the time. It's time to prove myself.
Mm. When you were at TI, did you have an impression that something big was going to go down, or were you just under the impression that it's because you mentioned that they had like a week to talk to you about it, and when none of these things were addressed, were you just going out of TI with the impression that yeah, we're gonna like learn our lessons as you did in previous times when it was kind of hard, and then come back?
I knew Kurt was gonna leave
Hmm.
because he was always like chilling with the boys, and I knew he wanted to play with the boys for a long time. So I knew he was gonna leave, and I respect his decision because at the end of the day, it was all business with Crit. And I really didn't think I was gonna get kicked. I thought there were no issues, but when I got kicked, I was surprised, and I thought that the reason they gave me was kind of bullshit. So it's whatever.
Hmm. So did you you were part of the competition obviously at TI, but you followed the games, I'm sure, and could you speak a bit on DC, what you saw when you watched them play? You mentioned, for example, the fire and the hunger that you see in them. How did you perceive the games? Anything special?
I mean, they did some crazy stuff. Everyone trusted in their captain and did their best. And I think the reason why they beat everyone was because, like I said, everyone was playing like the best, and everyone trusted their captain.
Mm.
And they were even picking like Jakiro mid or Skyra mid, and like all those things in the finals and semifinals. Like they just have full confidence. Everyone's playing at their best. Like, and the reason why Wings won over DC was because Wings just had more strategy than DC. That's why they lost out on.
Hmm.
And Wings were also playing their best and trusted the captain. So that's why you gotta take the win. You kind of want a bad day, and you're out. This is how it is. I'm sorry. It's rough. It's rough, but yeah.
Mm. All right.
To be
Well,
the best, you gotta be best to be the best team. It's not that you gotta be best here and there. Sometimes you gotta be best. You gotta be the best all the time. You gotta be on top of your game all the time.
yeah, absolutely, man. Well, first off, I want to say that I really, really fucking appreciate that you spoke on these topics. I know a lot of people are going to be really happy about that, and a lot of people sympathize with what's been going on. Um, and I think we pretty much covered all of that stuff that can be talked about. So I would like to kind of phase things out and perhaps give myself a chance to see if there was anything else I missed. Ask you a few things that I wrote down when I prepared for this interview, to just kind of get away from this very high intensity topic. Um, you moved, your upbringing. You grew up in Singapore and then moved to Canada. Could Do you see any influence from that in your Dota play? It might be a weird question, but did that influence your perspective on things in general, like doing such a big move at such a critical age?
Ugh, I mean, who knows, man? I didn't play Dota 2 for I only started Dota 2 2.5 years ago.
Hmm.
So I was really in my 20s. I already settled in. I don't think it affects it at all.
Hmm.
I would have done the same in Asia. Just would have been harder to break out in SCA. Probably would have to join Mushi's team or some shit to break out.
All right, man. Do you keep in touch with Swindle and the boys?
Swindler and the boys, I keep in touch with. I don't talk to them online that much, except maybe Zfrig and Twitch chat. But Other than that, when I see them at lands, I say hi to them. We talk for a bit. Just there's no bad blood between us. Don't worry about that. Me and Swindle, there's no bad blood between us. There's no bad blood between me or any of Complexity's members. We're still all good friends.
All right, awesome. You mentioned in a Hotbit interview that Swindle is kind of I think a good evil. You said that during scrims sometimes he can just point out everything that's good, that he sees going wrong, and then in official games he's just a positive guy that doesn't like tilt anything.
Yes, in some ways, Swindle was a good captain in the fact that he kept things very, very honest, very blunt. Like you messed up here, he will point it out to you in a replay and stuff like that. So you know where you messed up, and he gets it off his chest. And sometimes it's bad because some people can handle that, but some people can take it really well. Like I can take it really well.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the time, unless it's being totally ridiculous. And then it's good because people learn from the mistakes, but it's bad sometimes because it's kind of toxic the way he says it. Sometimes he says it nicely and good, and we learn a lot. That's why we got really good, really fast in Complexity. So it's kind of a good evil. It's like good and bad.
Mm-hmm. Did you? So the reason why I allured to this as well is because I want to check back in with you if your opinion on that has changed at all over the course of the last year.
Well, no, I think it's good.
Okay.
You just gotta do it wisely. Like if you want to tell someone where he messed up, you do it in a nicer tone. That's all.
Yeah. And how was now? There is something that I did want to get back to. How was the captaining going on in OG? Could you talk a bit about how like the atmosphere was in like official games in OG?
I don't really want to talk about that because I feel like that's disrespectful to my old captain, telling him how he captained the teams. It's kind of like revealing his strategy.
Okay.
I don't want to disrespect him like that.
So you could, but then I could draw from this a conclusion that the way that it was done had a huge influence and a huge deal to do with your guys' success.
Of course, you can't just be a crappy captain and win.
Okay, no, that's okay, of course. Was it just Fly who was orchestrating in game mainly?
Like I said, I can't go into details on these kind of things.
All right, okay. Whew, man, that was an intense morning. I gotta tell you, it's relatively early here. Again, I really appreciate you coming on, taking the time to speak with me. I can imagine it's a very hectic time in your professional life right now.
Yes.
Wow. What's next? How are the next few days looking for you?
I mean, right now I'm getting Suns fan left and right, so Suns fanning the shit out of me. I just barely joined the team. He's Suns fanning me left and right already, so it's gonna be a bumpy ride for the start. But right now there's a lot of disagreements between me and my team and how we should proceed. Because I learned a lot because I'm older and I see a lot of things that are wrong with the team the second I join.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to get it off my chest. So.
Okay.
But it's fine. We settle it through the thing is that we settle it through professionalism and calm and adult manner.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes Suns fan just like throws a meme here and in there, It's like it's like no girls allowed, and he's like, is females okay? I'm like, dude, this guy is out of control right now.
That's good, man. That lightens things up a bit. Did if you said that you guys cleared up a few of the things in a professional manner, would it be okay for you to share a few of the things that you observed coming in that you thought needed to be optimized a bit?
I don't want to because other teams can learn. So
that's fair. Okay. Could I speculate? Did maybe like for like in OG you said the scrims were too hectic and upbeat, and in DC you said you saw that they had the fire. Is there a difference between the two things, or
hectic and upbeat? No, I just said that in OG, I'm not gonna go into specifics. There were issues in the scrims because people were just not trying or didn't give a shit.
Ah, okay, that's it.
And when I talk to the DC guys, I haven't scrimmed with them yet, but they seem to be very like motivated to scrim, and yeah.
All right. Okay. I think I'm just gonna leave it at that. Dude, it was really a big honor to interview you. I appreciate it greatly. I'm gonna leave the last word to you. Is there, shout outs, speeches,
Yeah, I just want
anything?
people to know that yes, what I said, people might disagree with me or not like what I say, or if my ex teammates or people I talked about in this interview read it and they get mad at me for sharing so much and like I'm trying to cause drama. I'm not trying to cause drama. I'm censoring myself as much as I can. Trust me, and I just want to be honest and upfront, like how I've always been, and I want to encourage more pros to do that in interviews instead of always lying and saying, being very vague and saying nice stuff. Like, I think the community deserves more, as they do fund our TI every year, millions of dollars, tens of millions of dollars. The least we could do is give the community some truth. And as for the community, please don't flame the players who are giving good interviews. Specifically, Suna Balance, when he streams, when he gives good interviews, you guys flame him. You guys quote him on his interviews. Then he doesn't want to do interviews ever again after that. And stuff like that. You can flame me all you want or quote me all you want because I don't really care. I have a really thick skin. But when other pros try to give good interviews and stuff like that, like Arteezy said the thing about Kuro, and then everyone starts quoting him left and right, became a whole meme, and everyone like, I mean, how do you think the pro feels? Do you think he's gonna give another interview again when the whole community is shitting on him like that? Of course not. So please be more mindful of what you say. Thank you.
There you go, boys. I have nothing to add. This has been Moon Meander on the EpiChat. Peace out, guys. I'll talk to you soon.